Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, we're following up with your favorite guests.
What a difference a year can make.
The teen model with a racy website.
You think you've cleaned it up?
I don't think it's a good picture of me, actually.
I'm not talking about the photography.
Plus, Dr. Phil helps this pack rat mom clean house.
They removed 25,000 pounds.
Also, the latest on the groom who got clocked by his own father-in-law.
Has he slapped you lately?
And Dr. Phil gives an abused mother a new smile.
Candy, come on out. Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go. Intense.
Stand by, camera 6.
If you're going to talk to me, you're going to have to be honest.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Showtime. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Stand by, A, and roll that. Check in. Go, Dr. Phil.
It's been another year, and we've just started season number 4. So it's time for me to roll up my sleeves and do a little checking up on my past guest. Well, today we're going to find out just how much of my advice has stuck with some people you'll remember. David and Deandra are back. When they were here, they wanted to make their daughter a prodigy. She was in 5 classes, including sign language, was on a strict vegan diet, and she was only 22 months old.
We've spent tens of thousands of dollars to create this super child.
They are apples. Madeline is a vegan. I won't give her animal products, and I won't give her refined sugar. I have her in swimming and sign language. I just found a gymnastics program, Spanish.
¿Dónde estás dos gatitos?
David and Deandra need to lighten up.
I feel that some of my family members want to sabotage what we are trying to do for Madeline.
My dad would love to give her a bowl of chocolate ice cream. No criticism will ever stop me.
There he is.
Here we go.
Do you think you're at all radical in this?
I don't think so.
Do you think you are?
I think we're probably considered radical, yeah.
This is your mother, Susie.
The idea of me sabotaging is just horrific to me.
If she falls down the stairs at somebody else's house, I'll always wonder, if I was there, it probably wouldn't have happened, because I watch her like a hawk.
It's a matter of degree. But when you don't trust your own mother, who pledges that she will not sabotage your child by slipping her a French fry or something.
Madeline and I co-sleep, and David sleeps on the couch by himself.
It's another sacrifice that my wife and I have made to ensure that Madeline is getting the proper care.
You're not even in the bed. You're not co-sleeping. You are solo sleeping. Isn't that a bad thing?
It doesn't bother me.
Does it bother you that you're not sleeping with your wife?
Well, it's more important to me that I get rested to go to work and that my wife and daughter get a good night's sleep.
Therein lies the problem. Well, all right, so we've got a then and now chart to see how much David and Deandra have changed their ways with Madeline since the showing. Now, before, their daughter Madeline was not allowed overnights, and now she stays at Grandma, and she stays days at her aunt's house, right?
Right.
And how do you feel about that?
It's still a little nerve-wracking at times, but I'm doing a lot better.
All right, she was a vegan. Now she's a vegetarian.
Right.
We're still not from Texas.
Are you a vegetarian?
No.
You're not a vegetarian?
I'm not a
Are you a
vegetarian.
vegetarian?
No, I was. No, not anymore.
Okay, well, what a jip. So
Yeah.
you're like eating a cheeseburger and she's sitting over with some lettuce and broccoli?
She's not missing out on anything.
Yeah, well, how is it that you have one standard for yourselves and another standard for her?
Like my husband always says, you never hear of anybody having mad broccoli disease. You know, you get mad cow disease and all that, and you get salmonella, but, you know, you're not going to get sick from eating a piece of broccoli.
So you've known a lot of people that have suffered mad cow disease? And...
Well, I've had a lot of people...
Actually, that's my line.
I said that was your line. No, but a lot
Just
of people do
sweeping
get
your
food
neighborhood?
poisoning. No.
All right, now, what about this co-sleeping? All right, where are you sleeping now?
The couch again.
You're back on the couch.
I'm back on the couch.
Okay, and you're sleeping with
Madeline and Maverick.
Madeline and Maverick.
Right.
You got a king-size bed.
Yeah, I sold the queen and got a king, and now it's still not big enough.
Yeah, so this is you on the couch, right?
I still love that couch, though.
Yeah, it's kind of home. I mean, you haven't slept together in the bed without the kids?
Since the day she was born.
But we are wanting to transition her into her own bed. We just don't know how to do it at this point.
Okay.
Or when to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're already bringing Maverick into the bed?
Yeah.
And he's 3 months old?
Yes.
Okay, let's get something straight right quick. It's going to be a whole lot easier the earlier you do this, right? So if you get Maverick out of that bed right now, that's easier than tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. Here's the thing. She needs to go to her bed firmly, but gently.
Right.
And it's not a matter of punishment. You're being rejected. Go to your bed. We don't love you anymore. I mean, that's how you're going to feel when you send her down the hall, right? Just put her down there and say, you are a big girl now, and you are big enough to sleep in your own bed. And I know you're thinking, yeah, she's smarter than that. I get that. She's going to test your mettle on this. But when she comes back and when she cries, that's okay. As long as she's crying in her bed. She gets up and comes to your bed, then pick her up, say, you're a big girl now, and I'm really proud of you. You're going to sleep in your bed. Put her back in her bed. Because you'll be thinking, you know, I'm really tired. I just don't want to get up and do it right now. As soon as you do that, you've taught her, oh, every 10th time I get to stay. And then give her a big reward for every hour that she stays in her bed. And you need to get back in bed. And if you're so in love with the couch, you need to go get on the couch.
I don't think it's big enough for both of us.
No. Well, I'm sure there's a way that you could both.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you've worked that out because we know about Madeline and Maverick. So you can make room. But do this firmly and gently, but you need to do this right now. All right. Coming up, I'm sure you're going to remember the 17-year-old model who did everything in her power to convince me that the photos on her website were not too provocative. Well, she's an adult now. She turned 18 yesterday and claims her website is less sexy. So why does she still want it to be reviewed? I don't know. She may have some questions. I'll let you look at the pictures. We'll decide this together. We'll be right back.
I was shocked when I saw some of the photos.
And you say that your product is your body.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. Your
As a
product
model, it is.
No, it's not. Your product is the product you're selling. It's the beginning of season 4, and we're checking in with some of our most memorable guests to see how well my advice sunk in after they left this stage. Now, when Kelly and her 17-year-old daughter Tracy were here, they were at odds over some sexy photos that Tracy had on her website. First, watch their story, and then you'll see if they took my advice.
My daughter Tracy, 17, she's modeling in way too skimpy lingerie. I was shocked when I saw some of the photos.
Why are you not shutting it down?
She feels that she has to do this to get her foot in the door, and I'm coming to you for guidance.
But all my other photos that she likes look like senior portraits. No, I'm serious.
You're pretty sure you've got this all figured out, so you don't really listen to the guidance.
No, I listen.
And you say that your product is your body.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. Your
As a
product
model, it is.
No, it's not. Your product is the product you're selling. If you're standing in front of a Buick, the product is
I
the
agree with
Buick.
you there.
Okay, are you telling me that that is not a provocative pose?
But nothing's showing.
Just weigh it carefully, and you guys step up and be the parent.
After being on this show, I saw the photographs a different way. When Dr. Phil was saying,
To me, these pictures are sending the wrong message.
I was like, wow, well, that's not what I intended at all. So I toned it down.
Tracy's been working to update her website.
Dr. Phil influenced my decision to remove a few photographs.
But she's replaced them with some photos that I still have concerns with, but she doesn't think anything's wrong with it. So I told her, were you not listening to Dr. Phil?
That doesn't mean that you shouldn't get in the game.
So he's not saying you shouldn't do it. That was really condescending.
I'm still concerned that she didn't get the whole message.
The most helpful advice that Dr. Phil gave me was...
This is a cutthroat industry.
Just made me really think about it, and as soon as I got home, I went straight back to school. When Dr. Phil told me...
You don't even almost have a partial clue what kind of game this is.
I was completely shocked because I feel that he underestimated me. I know what I'm getting into. Okay, Dr. Phil, I'm 18 now, and I've made a lot of changes on my website. My birthday wish is your seal of approval.
Well, so you think you've cleaned it up?
I do. I've been working on it every single day, hours and hours and hours for like the past 3 months straight.
Do you think it's better?
Yeah, it is. It is. She still has some photos on there, but that's, you know, she's 18 now. That's what she's going to want to do.
And you're saying you're 18 now, meaning I can do what I want to do.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to go get naked. I want to be taken seriously.
All right. Well, I want to look at some of the pictures that you think that are better.
Oh, goodness.
You're good with that?
I don't think it's a good picture of me, actually.
Well, I'm not talking about how good the photography is, but all right, what's the message here?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I am really proud of all my work. I work really hard to get these images.
Well, I'm not saying they're not good pictures in terms of lighting and makeup and hair.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. And it's lingerie. I'm selling lingerie. I'm supposed to look sexy.
Okay, can we see the next one?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you think that's provocative?
It's a bathing suit. Not at all. I'm at the beach. It's a bathing suit.
Okay, here's the thing. I know that you're thinking, okay, middle-aged bald guy, what does he know? We actually did a focus group this time. Took your website, had a bunch of people, different ages, take a look at it. And the words that they used to describe their first impressions were trashy, sleazy, and porn. But they all agree that you are absolutely a beautiful girl, extremely photogenic. But 80% of them thought that was their first reaction.
Sure.
20% said, you know, she's just a really pretty girl modeling clothes. And we didn't say, do you think this is too much this way?
You just said, here, look at it, what do you think?
We just said, look at this and write down the words that come to mind when you look at this.
So what should I do?
Okay, and you admit that you get, what is it, average 10 emails a day of people wanting you to pose naked or less clothes? Okay, we also asked the people in the survey who they thought would be the most frequent visitors to the site.
Sure.
And they all said men and pedophiles and that sort of thing.
I can't help that, I know. That's what happens when you put yourself out there. Well, if I didn't have those types of photographs, yeah. I actually really want to pursue my music. That's really what I'm into, and I was hoping that either with modeling or acting I could cross over and pursue my music.
Well, because you said that, Leanne Rimes is a really good friend of mine. I've done a number of things with her, and we worked together on Christmas in Washington last year, which
I love Blue. I used to always sing Blue. And
so, cool. So she had a message she wanted, because she knows you're into music, that we told her about all that, and let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Hi, Tracy. Tracy, I heard you wanted to be an actress or a singer, and from personal experience, I know how hard it is to get into this business and kick off a career. And you're always wanting to have the right look to please a lot of people. And I think the main thing is to be yourself, be original, do something different than all the other girls. Keep your clothes on, and be classy about it. Have something. Let your talent do the talking. Have something about you that no one else has. I think that's really important. And happy birthday, by the way. Enjoy being 18.
Oh, wow.
Now, you said, what should you do? She just gave you, I think, some great advice to distinguish yourself otherwise, and thank you, Leanne, for the message. You've said last time and you said this time, I know what I'm getting into. And I said last time, I'm saying this time, you don't have a clue what you're getting into. You can't know till you get here. All I'm saying is, there's a lot of people, focus group, me, your mom, others telling you that you're not hitting the right note with your image. I can't argue with you about it forever. I just want you to listen and consider. Like you said, you're 18, you can do what you want. But you need to know that a lot of people are saying the message you're sending is suggesting a direction you say you don't want to go. I think you have a lot of images on there that look to me to be really good, but I think you still got some on there that are sending a message that you don't want to send.
Well, because I want to be taken seriously and I want to be respected.
Yeah, I think that's not the best way to get that across, because people do say you're beautiful and photogenic. And so I think you're going to hurt yourself going the other direction. All right, next. We had a lot of guests on this show who, well, they weren't exactly the cleanest folks on the block, all right? Especially the mom whose house was so messy, she was embarrassed to have people over. Well, after the show, we sent a team of folks in to haul out the junk. You're never going to believe some of the things they found. We'll be right back.
I am ashamed to admit that my kids are living in a house that is in constant disarray. My family is at a point of crisis and we need some major help.
Today we're making some house calls to find out if my past guests followed through on their promises to me. Well, let's start with a very messy mom who vowed to clean up her act. Now, when Kim was here, she called herself the queen of clutter, and if you ask me, that was an understatement. Take a look.
Kim's disorganization has an effect on every aspect of our lives.
I am ashamed to admit that my kids are living in a house that is in constant disarray.
Is that I didn't even know it was in here.
My husband asked me if he and my kids were my top priority. That really kept me to the core of my heart.
I want to talk about why you think you've chosen that way to be in the world.
I think I may have adult ADD, or I don't know.
See, AD&D don't flip on and off, and you can do some things sometimes, right, Don?
Yes,
she can, if she needs to, if the pressure's really on, she can step up and do it.
She'll stay up all night.
Yeah. If it was ADD, that wouldn't be true. Sorry. And I think what you're doing is totally about trying to control everything.
I agree with that.
The pile's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, look at all of this stuff I control.
You're very right, and I won't allow anybody to help me.
Of course not. They can't touch your stuff. What you have to do is make yourself accountable.
I'm going to have to do that.
I want to give you a running start. One of the experts from the Container Store is going to come to your house and teach you how to get completely organized. And there's going to be a lot of stuff to get rid of, so the folks at 1-800-GOT-JUNK are going to send a team, and they're going to cart away all of your old junk.
I will definitely take the help.
And aren't you just feeling like you won the lottery?
You got it.
Okay, so just to review, her house used to look like this. Okay, it took 3 trucks, 20 hours, and are you ready for how much junk they removed? 25,000 pounds.
Junk. This has gotta go.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Well, here we are, 6 months now since we've seen you, and things are a lot different than they were before. We have our office area over here. Here's the kids' study area. We have all our videos and the TV and everything set up here. I don't know if you remember last time we couldn't get through the laundry room. Now we have it all nice and clean. This was a big mess, and we got it all cleaned up. As you can see, we can actually get around the kitchen now. Here's the living room area. Container Store came in and did all this great shelving for us. Over here, we have our new shoe shelf. Here we have Garen's room. He's had lots of sleepovers because you can actually sleep in his room now. And we have Jason's room. We've organized her closet as well. Here's our bedroom. Way better than it was before. You can actually see the floor. Our closet is absolutely spectacular. We just couldn't be happier.
Thanks,
Dr. Phil.
All right, it's not always two-legged creatures making a mess at home. Now, John and Kara's dog, Amelie, was tearing up everything in their house, and they were worried about what she would do when their new baby was born.
Our dog, Amelie, is a 22-month-old Weimaraner.
I'm blown away about the amount of damage the dog has done in our lives. One time we were going out, and I put some enchiladas in the oven. By the time we returned, she had opened the oven at 325 degrees, pulled out the enchiladas, and licked the tray clean. Cara and I have a baby on the way in 4 months. How are we going to raise kids if we can't control the dog?
Look, first off, you picked a dog that experts say must be companioned all the time. You choose that breed.
Yeah.
She chose the breed. If you guys don't learn from what's happened with this dog and do the same thing with the child, it will be exponentially worse. How long till the baby?
4 months.
You got to get started right now.
Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Thanks for your great advice, Dr. Phil. This is Laurel Jean, and here's Amelie. Remember how much trouble she used to be? Well, we got a new house with a bigger yard. The 4 of us are getting along just fine now, and we have furniture to sit on. Laurel Jean has a puppy to play with, and the puppy has a baby to play with. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
I'm a huge animal lover, and I'm proud to say that our own dog, Maggie, is now a year old. Now, she was just a pup when we introduced you to her 1 year ago. Take a look. Hey, Buster! She's currently eating her bells. She's so unaffected by this whole thing.
Eat your own leg. Where you want me to go over a few things with you?
All right. Can you bring Maggie out? Hey, pup. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Okay, this is Maggie. Here, come here, pups. Here, you want to jump up here? Come here. Come here, jump up here. There you go. Okay, sit. Good dog. She's still having ear trouble. She can't get both of her ears going the right direction. But she's a good pup. Now, we got Maggie from the shelter, and we got her from Animals Anonymous, and she is an amazing dog, aren't you, pup? All right, say bye, Maggie. All right. All right, next, we're checking in with the wife who was ready to divorce her husband if he didn't stop forcing them to mooch off her mother. We'll be right back.
My husband has made us into moochers. I had no choice but to go to my mom.
I have been paying the mortgage. Unfortunately, Springer comes along with it.
Well, it's a new season, and we are checking up on some of our memorable guests. Now, when Springer and Janelle were here, they were on the brink of divorce. Her mother was paying their bills. Now, Janelle said Springer had really put them in a bad spot because he lost their money playing poker. Now, he said, that's not really gambling. And I said, not the way you're doing it, because you're losing all the time. All right, let's take a look.
My husband has made us into moochers.
I don't feel like a moocher.
In the past 15 months, he's played poker as a job.
I don't have an exact figure as to how much of our savings I use.
I had no choice but to go to my mom.
I have been paying the mortgage. Unfortunately, Springer comes along with it.
I'm working on being a professional poker player. Poker is not gambling.
Our marriage is ruined.
Do you think that's a responsible way to lead this family?
Right now, no. You're right.
It's right now that she has MS. It's right now that you have 2 children. It's right now that you're living off of in-laws. It's right now that bills are due. And you're saying he either needs to commit to this or you want out.
I will divorce him.
I will get you professional help if you will both willingly participate in it.
Absolutely. When I left the show, I was scared.
Springer felt that he had been railroaded.
But when I watched the show, I felt Dr. Phil really did wake me up. But one of Dr. Phil's first questions to me was,
what is the logic that says somebody should be paying the mortgage for you and your wife and your children?
I realized that it was my fault.
We took Dr. Phil's offer, and we immediately went to counseling. This was a turning point. It's a new Springer.
Springer is not a moocher anymore. In fact, he offered to help us in our old age.
We've paid my mother back with interest.
Well, yeah, Springer, I'm impressed.
Dr. Phil saved our marriage.
I do feel like this is a new life for me and Janelle.
But we still have a ways to go. I still worry about the money and Springer spending it properly.
Janelle is concerned that I might start playing poker again.
And Springer still says he wants to be a professional poker player. Dr. Phil, I have a hard time trusting Springer with money. Can I ever trust him again?
Is her worry justified? Would you trust yourself to take it all over at this point?
I think so. I mean, I feel like, my focus is right now. I have the correct focus, but I am willing to, work with her to get her to the point where she, sees what I see.
Do you still want to play poker?
That's funny that you asked that, because I do enjoy poker and I do like playing it, but I really, since the show, I haven't really played a lot. My desire to do that has kind of waned.
Oftentimes, the real work starts when you leave here. You kind of get pointed in the right direction. And so we set you guys up with Dr. Anthony Ferretti, who's a licensed psychologist in Melbourne, Florida, after you were here last. So, Dr. Ferretti, how are they doing?
They're doing great. There have been tremendous changes. They've learned to communicate a
a lot better. They've learned to resolve conflict more effectively. I think one of the turning points for them was when they started taking responsibility for themselves and stopped blaming each other.
He's awful proud of the work y'all have been doing.
We're proud of you setting him up.
Well, yeah, do we bring good people or what?
You do. Yeah. You saved a marriage, and Dr. Freddie saved a marriage.
Yeah. Well, and you guys had to have the willingness to do it, and you got in there and did it. Now, it probably doesn't sound like a whole lot of fancy training, but my theory is I don't want to fix what ain't broke. I mean, do you concur?
Yeah.
All right, good. Got the pro looking over my shoulder. All right, coming up. She said her wedding day was ruined when her dad slapped the groom. Now, that'll put a damper on your wedding. The last time the bride was here, she wasn't speaking to her father. Next, we're going to find out where their relationship stands now. We'll be right back. How have you been feeling?
My dad didn't walk me down the aisle this time because we're still not talking.
He knows you're on the show because we talked to him. And he sent this message, and I want to read to you what he wrote. We're following up with some of our most memorable guests. Now, Patrick and Ann have been here 2 times. I guess they just can't get enough of me. Is that it? Yeah. First, she said her wedding was ruined when her dad playfully slapped her groom so hard that he got amnesia. The next time they were here, Ann was ready to ask for my advice about her strained relationship with her father. Take a look at their story.
I wanted just a nice, intimate wedding.
The problem is, I just don't remember it.
My dad starts welcoming my husband to the family.
And at that time, he gave me a fake slap in the face. After the hit, I really don't recall much of the wedding.
And I can't seem to get over it.
What are you mad at him for? He just got called up by the bride's father and got knocked ass over tea kettle.
Well, I'm upset at him, too.
I'm going to replace your honeymoon.
What?
What? Once I learned at the show that we were going to take this honeymoon, I asked her to marry me again.
For some of you, this may seem a little redundant, but for our groom, this is the first time around. And you make his bride.
What do you think? He's doing good?
Oh my gosh, we are doing good.
Do you have a question?
It was hard because my dad didn't walk me down the aisle this time because we're still not talking.
You've had problems with your father before he slapped your husband unconscious.
Oh, yeah, and it's not because of the slap that we're not talking.
He knows you're on the show because we talked to him. And he sent this message. He said, Annie, let's get together as a family. Who knows what can happen in the future? Well, Ann wants to introduce her dad, Jerry, okay? Please do.
This is my father. Yeah. This is Dr. Phil.
Yeah, Jerry, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks so much for the message that you sent. So how are you guys getting along?
So good. He calls me every day.
Yeah?
Every day. We talk all the time. It's never, ever been like this. Even when I was a little girl, we have, I don't know, a really good relationship now.
Yeah.
We talk all the time.
Has he slapped you lately?
No, not at all, actually.
Did you realize, I know y'all were playing around like you want a fresh one,
yes, sir.
Messing around, and were you aware when you actually hit him that there was a problem?
No, we didn't realize it until it went at the end of the reception when he was supposed to pay the bill.
Yeah.
He started like...
I didn't know why I was ordering 40 steaks.
And he started yelling at the waiter like, oh, I didn't order 40 steaks. Ann, look at this bill. And I'm like, oh my God. And he doesn't drink, but he had like 2 glasses of champagne. I thought, well, I mean, I've heard of people having maybe 2 glasses of champagne.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people that get amnesia when it's time to pay, but this was for sure a problem. So are you enjoying the relationship
Oh, God,
at this
yeah,
point?
especially my grandchildren, and it's been just, it's wonderful.
That night, after I came home from the show, you're like, call him, give it 110%.
Yeah, I said, let's do this right now.
The minute I walked through the door that night, I called him and I said, you know what, we're adults, you know, I love you, you haven't met my kids, you haven't met your grandkids, it's so important, we need to get together, and he totally agreed. And
well, it means a lot to hear that you guys have made the connection.
Dr. Phil, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, I'm sure you're going to remember this next little boy. Now, his name is Connor, and when his parents, Mitch and Heather, were here, they said their 2.5-year-old son was having nightmares about me. Okay? Take a look.
My 2.5-year-old son, Connor, he has nightmares that you, Dr. Phil, come into his room.
First off, He started having these nightmares about the time little sister started coming into the house, right?
Yes, he did.
Do you think that's got anything to do with this? Help me out here, Deb.
Yeah. Connor also thinks that there's a monster under his bed. I'll get the monster spray. Our monster spray is actually Glade air freshener.
You're very creative, but it kind of rewards him. He will probably transition out of this. You don't want to create a dependency on that and grow up being a Glade head or something.
He told us that there are two Dr. Phils. There's the brown Dr. Phil, who is the nice Dr. Phil.
He lives in the blue house and Mama.
There's a blue Dr. Phil, which is the not nice Dr. Phil.
Now, where's Connor? I got you a really big bear. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Oops. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is going to be like Voodoo Bear. Okay. Hi, Connor. So how's Connor doing?
Oh, he's doing great. We got rid of the monster spray within the first month. We just told him this is the last can. This is it, and he's fine.
There was something that you wanted to ask me about from when you were here before. Did you forget something here? Did you leave something here?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was a Ninja Turtle.
You know what? We felt really bad about that, so we have a surprise for you, okay? Look here what we have for you. Okay? Thank you. We have you all kinds of Ninja Turtle stuff, new things that you can play with. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think that's okay? And look at this. You even have a Ninja Turtle costume that you can put on and be a Ninja Turtle yourself. You know what these are? Yeah? I don't know what these are. What are they? Nunchucks? Okay. So how about, since we couldn't find yours, we just give you all this stuff and you take it home with you? Deal? Okay. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? All right. Okay. All right. Good boy. Good boy. You want to sit here while I read that up there? All right. That says next. When this next mom was here, she thought her daughter had won tickets to my show, but she was actually surprised with something she had been wanting for 9 years. Just simply a smile. Wait until you see what we're talking about. All right. Good job. What do you think? Some good stuff? Yeah, that'll be fun, won't it? Okay. Yeah, you got one?
Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm begging you to help my mom. My father would beat her, which would cause her teeth to break.
What would it mean to you if she got this situation handled?
All I want to do is see her smile.
What do you think?
Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. We're taking a look at some of the most memorable guests from last year. Now, when Caitlin was here for our Mother's Day show, she wanted to surprise her mom and give her something that her mom's abusive ex-husband took away. He took away her smile.
Hi, Dr. Phil. My mom makes me upset because she always says she's ugly. My father would beat her, which would cause her teeth to break. After their divorce, we never really had money, so her teeth have stayed the same. She really needs a chance to have beautiful teeth, so she might actually smile for the first time in almost 10 years. I'm begging you to help my mom.
What would it mean to you if she got this situation handled?
All I want to do is see her smile.
Well, you think it's time that we should do something about that? What do you think?
Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. So let me introduce you to Dr. Young. How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
And you are completely committed to doing whatever it takes to get this back where she can smile and radiate on the outside the way you know she is on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
It's awesome.
We got a deal?
Got a deal.
All right. Well, boy, does Candy have a new smile. And with the help of Jose Hebert, let me tell you, this is going to be fun. He did her hair, her makeup. Neiman Marcus gave her a new outfit. She has a completely new look to go with it. Let's take another look at Candy before. Okay. Now, Candy, come on out. How are you doing? Oh, my God. Take a walk. Have a seat right here. All right, now, so how do you think she looks?
Amazing.
All right. Okay, look right here at camera 5 and give me a big smile. Okay. Now, what difference has this made in your life?
I feel like I'm me again. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I catch myself every once in a while smiling, and I'll be like, oh, what am I doing? And I'm like, no, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
We want to give a really big thank you to the Give Back a Smile Foundation and Dr. Youngman, who did the dental work for Candy's new teeth, and to Dr. Eastman, who performed gum surgery. Just did it. We wanted everything to not just look good, but be healthy, right. Get everything exactly right. I want you to promise me that you'll work on one thing for absolute sure, and that is to work really hard on getting where you fully believe and accept that you deserve everything that's been done and the big smile that makes you look as great on the outside as we know you are on the inside.
Oh, I believe it's a great thing.
Yeah, to a great person. Now, before I could start season 4, Robin insisted that I get a little R&R, because that's one of the things I have a hard time doing sometimes, is getting unplugged and chilling out. So we took the family and went on a vacation. So we'll give you a little peek at that. What are you doing, Dad? I'm doing fine. I'm getting ready to take Mom for a ride. Good work. You think, Dad? Well, I'm still married. I didn't throw her off, so that's a good thing. All right, look at her. See, she's smiling. That's a good thing. That was your best trick, Dad. Yeah. Had an early meeting with the French Hells Angels this morning. They wouldn't ride with me. Too tough.
Going on a helicopter ride? See you.
My friend Joey, he just beat me in a card game. He's out of here. Whoop. Justice has been had in Monte Carlo. Seriously, we've had a great time. It's been a great vacation. And really, this is the last thing we're doing before we're jumping on the plane to head home, rested up, jacked up for season 4. We'll see you there. Oh, man. Those were the fireworks on Bastille Day in Cannes, and let me tell you, that is something to see. We had fun today. Thanks for being here. So long.